So Lindsey, I heard that Superstorm Sandy impacted you in a certain way, but not because you were in the affected areas, but it was inspired you to take action. Can you describe what happened?
My Sandy story is pretty basic. I lived in Williamsburg. I lived on the top of a hill and I was fine. We didn't even lose power. My parents lost power. They lived in Union Square for a week, which was a little tough because they live in an elevator building. So most of the building was evacuated except for them on the 4th floor. So it was like emotionally draining. My grandparents both live on Long Island, and a tree fell on my grandpa's house and his power went out, and my grandma's house lost power, so we brought them all into the city. So for about like 2 or 3 weeks, like everybody was held up at my parents' place in complete darkness, which is great, but a little awkward when you have like a very boisterous Jewish family.
So despite your house being spared, it seems like definitely your life still was impacted very severely. And this is something that, if climate change, are you concerned that this might be a repeated occurrence, something that we have to be fearful moving forward?
Of course. I actually wrote my senior thesis at Colgate University on environmental refugees after spending a semester in Barcelona and in Morocco interviewing people there about how drought has affected a lot of the farming communities and how they tried to move from Morocco to Barcelona from the third world to the first world and really try to get involved in the economy in a different way. Coming back to New York and going out to the Rockaways and seeing how that impacted people here in America, in New York, like one of the richest states, was really disheartening. Like we have many people living in the same conditions that the people I interviewed there, and that sucks. And we should take action and do something about it.
One thing that people don't know enough about, things are still bad in these areas, correct? And it's months later.
Yeah, the issue with climate change is even in situations like Superstorm Sandy or the drought that we were working with in Morocco, is that it changes people's lives forever. It changes the ecosystem and the geography of where they're living. So whatever it was that they were doing to make a living at that time in that location, they can no longer do. So it's not even about getting them help in the moment, which it is, they need food, water, that kind of thing. But also, how are they going to productively get involved in the economy again in a way that they can provide for themselves? And that's where I think Obama and political action comes into play, because we need to invest in green jobs in those areas to try to make a better life for people who've been impacted by our selfishness.
We're on the way to the Forward on Climate rally in D.C. Do you feel like this experience with Hurricane Sandy, being a Sandy survivor, is there a distinct message that you want to be taken out of this, or something that people across the world should know about why we're taking action today?
Sure. I think it's really powerful that people who have felt climate change in their personal lives are coming down to the storm to see the connection between the personal and the political, and how important it is for the Obama administration and also local governments to invest in the areas that have been most impacted. And I hope that they do that for the Rockaways.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.